Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40k Universe. I am your host, Gersh1, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about Spacemarine chapters as we get into the foundings. So what goes into a founding of a Spacemarine chapter? If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40k content every single day. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Spacemarine foundings. New Spacemarine chapters are not created piecemeal as required by the Imperium's strategic needs, but rather in deliberate groupings called foundings. The process by which a new founding's creation is approved by the Imperial government is mysterious and arcane, subject to decades or even centuries of planning before it is announced. It is only by the edict of the High Lords of Terra that such an undertaking as the creation of new chapters can be instigated, for it requires the cooperation and mobilization of countless divisions within the Imperium's monolithic and vast governmental organizations. Establishing new Astartes chapters on an individual basis is nigh impossible. The mobilization of such vast resources is beyond the ability of any single segment of the Imperium. The Adeptus Mechanicus plays an essential role in the process of the founding, for its highest echelons are tasked with creating, testing, and developing the gene seed samples that will provide the genetic foundation of this new chapter. Entire forge worlds may be turned over to the manufacture of the mighty arsenal of weaponry and ammunition, power armor, vehicles, and starships that any such force will require. There are a myriad of other concerns as well. A suitable homeworld inhabited by humans must be identified for the new chapter, which it will likely provide not only as a secure and defensible base of operations, but also a source of new recruits as well. Such worlds might have been reported by rogue traders and earmarked centuries before by the Adeptus Mechanicus explorators as potential Astartes homeworlds. A degree of environmental terraforming might be required, and the natives of the world, if they are to become the source of the new chapter's aspirants, must be studied and tested by the Mechanicus Magos biologists and genitors for many generations to ensure that they are genetically pure and free of any strain of mutation that might later affect the chapter itself. The construction of a chapter's fortress monastery may be one of the greatest undertakings of all, drawing on the genius of the Imperium's most accomplished military architects and engineers. If the chapter is to be fleet-based, then even more work must be put into the construction of a massive chapter barrack, or an unusually large battle barge, to serve as the chapter's mobile fortress monastery, and all of the related capital warships and escorts such a highly mobile chapter will require. The already extant Spacemarine chapters may also have a role in this process, though to what degree can vary greatly from founding to founding. Many of the first founding chapters maintain close links with chapters created using their own gene stock, and the chapter masters might have a hand in planning future foundings using that genetic material. It is said that the Disciples of Caliban, a Dark Angel successor chapter, was created following the direct appeal of the Supreme Grand Master of the Dark Angels, an extremely rare request. In the more than 10,000 standard years that have passed since the first founding of the 20 original Spacemarine legions by the Emperor, there have been 25 subsequent foundings of new chapters of the Adeptus Astartes, with the most recent, the 26th founding, occurring in the year 738 of the 41st millennium, approximately 250 standard years ago. Of course, this is not counting the most recent founding of the Primaris founding. Even before a new founding is announced, entire generations of Imperial servants may have toiled in preparation. Even once the process has been declared and is underway, it is likely to be at least a standard century before the new chapters are ready to begin combat operations. In time of dire need for the Imperium, faster development has been attempted, but this has often resulted in disaster. Gene seed cultured in haste is likely to degrade or to mutate, and a great many other factors can lead the entire process astray. And there is no foe more dangerous to the Imperium of Man than the Space Marines who have been corrupted by chaos, or gone renegade for another reason. And those were 40 facts on the founding of a Space Marine chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Click on the link down in the description below. That's going to take you to the wiki page where you can learn more about the foundings of Space Marine chapters, as well as just more lore on the Space Marines. Definitely check them out, especially if you're creating your own chapter. That's why I wanted to create this video. It really gives you a glimpse into the foundings, and also just gives you room to play around with different scenarios, whereas your Space Marine chapter that you're creating might have been a previous founding that was specifically requested by maybe another successor chapters. If you really like the Iron Hands and you really like the Imperial Fist, you can make something in your lore that both those chapters requested, a Space Marine chapter that fit certain types of criteria that your chapter fulfills. So they might have used the gene stock of, let's say, the Iron Hands, and then the Imperial Fist battle doctrines were then implemented onto the Imperial Fists, or somehow the Imperial Fists took control of that successor chapter of the Iron Hands and taught them their way. You just play around with all the different founding ideas, and you can really make your Space Marine lore just stand out and really be unique to you. And that's why I wanted to create this video. Again, thanks so much for watching, guys, and thanks for everything. I will talk to you tomorrow. Giveaway should be announced tomorrow for the No Fear box set, as well as more awesome lore to come. So again, guys, thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing. Don't forget to jump on over to Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos. We haven't been talking about that, or at least I haven't been talking about that for a while. But don't forget that that is something that you guys can help us with. But yeah, thanks for everything, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.